Hi, everyone. It's Melissa from the Adult Services Office here with today's Almost Adult program about tipping. Tipping is a pretty common occurrence as you're moving into being an adult that will happen pretty often. So we just want to make sure you know who to tip and about how much. All right. There's also some resources in the email that was sent with the video as well that you can check out on your own time as well. So, first off, sit down restaurants where you're getting served by a waiter or waitress, you should always tip your waiter or waitress. Generally, it's about 10% if you weren't happy, 15% if you were pretty happy, and then 20% or more if you were really happy with the work they did. Um, Remember, these people don't really make a wage, an hourly wage, like you do at some other jobs. They do rely on those tips. And then they do have to normally split those tips at the end of the night with maybe the hostess or the busboys or the bartenders. So, always a good idea to tip your waiters and waitresses pretty well if you can. Um, Kind of along that line, delivery drivers. So if you're getting, your Uber Eats or your DoorDash, or if your restaurants are bringing that food to you, you should also tip your drivers. Normally about $5 for that. If you are going for a haircut or a spa day, generally about 10 to 20% of the total final bill is what you would tip your hairdresser or your person at the spa or the person giving you a massage. That's about what they prefer. Um, if you are maybe in a bigger city, out visiting somewhere, and you're in a taxi or an Uber, about 10 to 15% is what you generally, or more, is what you can tip your taxi driver, okay, or your Uber driver, or your Lyft driver, or whatever it is that your mode of transportation. If you are on like a shuttle at the airport and to get back to your car. Generally, about $2 for every person is a great amount to tip that shuttle driver as well. Okay. If you're going to a coffee shop, they normally do sometimes have a tip jar. You can go ahead and put something in, but you don't have to. But if you're a regular there, that's always pretty nice to leave them that tip. Another common one that you may be coming up upon is parking valet. Um, if you go somewhere and they have valet parking, generally we give them some money when before they take the car or after when they bring it back. Remember, they're the ones taking care of your car, so you kind of want to take care of them ahead of taking care of the car. Okay, so again, generally between 10 and 20% is what you want to tip those people. Now, if you're not sure, how do you figure out how to do 10 or 20%? So to calculate tip or gratuity on a calculator, you just take your total. So if my total was $45 and for 10%, I would just go ahead and multiply that by 0.1 in my calculator. I would get $4.50, which I would probably end up rounding up to $5 anyways, and add that onto my bill. If I was $45 and I wanted to tip 20%, I'd take 45 times 0.2. I would get 9, and then I would add $9 on to the end of the bill. So it just depends on how much you want to leave, and that's the number you kind of change to a decimal and multiply. Or there's always, always, always our friend Google who has a tip calculator, or you can find an app. Um, Fun fact, my dad has like a card in his wallet that says, and it was, that my mom got him as a joke for how much to leave as a tip. So you can even find some of those around if you're not sure how much you should be tipping. And I think it's even broke it down by like 10, 15, and 20%, which was kind of cool. So to recap, generally between 10 and 20%. If you're not sure how to calculate it, Google for a tip calculator to help yourself out. Ask one of your friends, maybe they know how much to tip. And then just make sure read those other resources that were sent in the email, and you will be on your way.